Hey guys, welcome to Code Box Automation Lab. This is Shariful. In this lecture we're going to see how to automate mobile gesture in Appium. So what is mobile gesture though? So mobile gesture are action that can be performed on a touchscreen device such as smartphone or tablet using one or more finger. So this gesture can be used to perform various tasks like scrolling, swiping, zooming, or pinch or tap, or even a long press. Those are the few of the mobile gesture action. So we'll see in this lecture how to perform long press, the action or mobile gesture feature in our testing app. So let's get back to our app. So as you know, this is our app. Let's see the where is that that mobile gesture long press features are available. So if you go, let's go to the views. If we go views, and then over here I believe that's extendable list. Let's go there. So after we go here you can see, let's go custom adapter, and here you can see there's a number of three element over here, like options: people names, dog names, cat names, and fish names. So if you just click just one click, it will open some drop down menu, like more like child menu underneath, right? So like Android, Barry, Chuck. So those are just if you just click one click, right? And then let's minimize that. Click and again it will be minimized. But if you just long press, if you just hold your mouse, and then you will see it's open another burger menu. There's a two more option. It's open as like a burger menu. Over here it's showing sample menu and the sample action. So this burger menu display only when you long press. But if you just one click, as you have seen, it's open just like some drop down option. Right over here, it's this burger menu only open when you do the long press. So this is the long press. You can say it's a part of the gesture, mobile gesture features or gesture action. Okay, and we'll see how we can perform do a long press in this element, which is the people nature, right? People nature. So over here, so let's go back to because we have to spy the element one after another, one by one. Let's go back over here, views, right? Okay, so and before we start our code, you have to have, since we have to spy all the elements, it means we need our Appium inspector, which will help us. So here is our Appium inspector. So before we start our session, again, as you know, you have to open your server first. Okay, let's open our server, Appium. Okay, so let it go. And also since this is the desired capabilities, so it was saved the same desired capability we're using, because we're using the same the device, all those things, it's the same, so it should be the fine. Okay, just one thing, our app name, we're not using demo2, we're using Shariful device. Okay, let's change over here, Shariful exactly the same way, Shariful device. Okay, Shariful device. Okay, and then save it. So our app is running, up and running. So minimize that. Let's start our session. Okay, here is our inspector and here is our emulator, right? So the first things we need to spy the views. So views is very easy over here. The accessibility ID I can see, I can use now. If you have gone through my previous lectures, so you know that how to find this element, how to use it. So it's very simple. So let's get back to our Eclipse. Okay, our Eclipse over here. So let me create another class here. I will say, just let me give a long press over here. Okay, let me create a class here, new class. I will give a name long press test, long press. Okay, just give a name long press. Okay, this is the class name, long press, and then here long press, right? And let's create a method over here, public void, I would say long press test. Okay, so this is the method name. Let's go there, and then here, the first things we're using, we have to click on, that's view, right? So let's go once again. So this is the accessibility ID, so I will use, this is the value of the accessibility ID. So let's go, we'll say driver. So it's not, driver will not find if you don't make this this class extend to the our base class, right? Extend. So base class, again, just to recap, the base class is a class, this is our base class where we have a before class annotation method, which is the configure our Appium. So it means over here you can see all of the Appium's like configurations, like our server, right? To run our server programmatically, all the desired capabilities, which is using the UI automator options object, and also here is our Android driver object. So all those things, it's over here, which is the prerequisite, like the server start, server, the capabilities, all those things. And also we have a tear down method as an after class annotation, so it will run at the end of our execution done, so that is quit the server as well as stop the server and quit the driver. Okay, so I'm making this class as my parent class, so using extend, right, which is the part of the Java inheritance concept, right? I hope that you all know. So let's go over here. So now driver, if I place the driver, let me save it, it should. And then if I place a driver dot find element, so we're going to use accessibility ID. So if you use accessibility ID, as you know, we have to use Appium by dot accessibility ID, and this is the value of the accessibility ID. Just paste it over there, and then we need to click up there, right? Click up there, right? So what's the next? Go back there, open our accessibility ID. So click on this views. It should move to the next page. So it moves on our emulator but didn't move over here, but that's fine since it's moving emulator. So we can just refresh it. Let's refresh. So then it will sync with our emulator view, right? So so over here we're going to click on expandable list. We're going to click on expandable list, this one. This is the element. So let's spy this one. So here accessibility ID, we have access. So there is a XPath. Let's use the XPath, okay, this time. But my always first preference, if there is accessibility ID, use this one, or source ID. Source ID you can use as an ID, like a Selenium, and then here is accessibility ID. That says it is accessibility ID, right? So let's go back to our code over here, driver dot find element by dot XPath. In this case we're going to use XPath, right? And this is the value of the XPath, right? So just be careful when you copy and paste the value for the XPath. Here you will see it's added some extra slash, so remove that. As you know this is not the right syntax, so the accessibility ID syntax at the right your attribute equals to value with a single quotation. So that's the thing. And then what do you need over there? You just need to click there, right? So that part is done. Let's go back to our next element. So let's click on there. So expandable list, we click on expandable list. So click up there, tap it here. So it should move to this window. Here is it moves to this window. So over here we're going to click on custom adapter. Okay, custom adapter. So let's spy that element. So custom adapter, we have accessibility ID. You can see we have, right, there is a source ID. You can use any one of them, it's up to you. Let's use source ID so that you know it. So let's copy the value of the source ID, where we can use source ID as in our ID. So we'll say driver dot find element by dot ID, right? And this is the value of the ID. Let's place it there, and again click action, right? Oh, sorry, not clear. Let's put the click action. Okay, so next let's go to the next one. So we click on them there, like custom adapter. So let's tab. So after the click on custom adapter, here we go. This is the screen where we are looking for. So it didn't move, it changed over here but didn't move. So if it doesn't change, so all you have to just refresh. If you refresh, it will sync with your emulator screen, right? So now you can see there is a the people names, right? So people names, if you just long press, it will open a burger menu, but if you just do one click, it will open a drop down, some other some drop down options, right? So we're going to do a long press. So before we do the long press, we have to find this, we have to spy that element, like what element we're going to place the long press, right? So let's put the let's spy it, this element first. So to spy it, click on there, let me click on there. Is that okay? Here is, yeah, this is the one. So here we see this is there is a tag that's this is the XML file over here, which is reflecting our people names, but I don't see it's long XPath, which is not recommend to use. And what else we have over here as an attribute? We have I see class name. I see it's a class name over here, Android class name. What else we have? Element ID, element index equals to 0. I can use, so in this case, in that case we can use let me see what we can use. Let's use what we can do. We can use here, okay, this is the tag name, right? This tag name, let's say that we can use this tag name also. That's like we can use the tag name for XPath too, right? We can do it. So but over here, let's say that if this one is using, okay, you can see this one is using for all others. It's the same tag name using for all others, so it's the same tag name. So the second one, it's reflect the next element, which is the dog names. This is the one, third one, this is the one, next one. So what I can use, this is the one, probably you have seen my previous lecture. We can use the tag name as an XPath, even though it's the same, it's used the same one, and that time we can use the index number. We can pass the index number. Okay, that's what we can do. Or we can just create our own XPath. So create our own XPath text view. So how we can use our own XPath over here, ID, let's see what's the Android text view. So this is the class, right? This is the class. So we can this is a class. So there is two different way we can do. One is like we can use this XPath, this tag name as our XPath, and we can pass the index number, like index number is 0, which is very simple. We did it before. And another one, we can create our own XPath using this tag name. So this is our tag name. So as you know, like what is the let me write it. So the syntax of XPath, it's like slash and then tag name, right? I hope that you all know, and then at the red attribute equals to, in a single quote, it's a value, right? So we can use over here, what you can use over here. So this would be, let me make it bigger so you can see it, right? This is our syntax for the XPath, right? So we can use this. So here is this is the tag name, which is reflect this element, right? So we can copy this tag name. You can copy this one. Sorry, where is that? You can copy this one. Let's see if we can copy, or we can just type it. This is over here, text view. So this is the tag name, right? This is the tag name, and then at the rate. So any attribute underneath. So here is for this element we have the attribute. There is a few other attribute you have over here. So there is a text. We can use, this is a text also valid attribute. We can use text. So you can use at the rate text equals to, right? And then what's the value of the text? Text value is this one, the people's name. So you can use this one, right? You can use this XPath, or we can use double slash. So this is the tag name. So tag name, and then what is the position of this tag name? This is the tag name, and then would be, you pass the position. So what's the position? Is index number is 0. Okay, either any one of them you can use. Okay, so let's use we have seen this one from our last lecture. So one of our previous lecture we can use. Let's use this time this one. Let's see if whether it's work or not. Okay, let's minimize it. So we'll say, let's open, we'll say over here, let me make it bigger. We'll say, right, oh, not this one. So where is our long press? Over here. I will say driver dot find element by dot XPath, right? XPath. This is the, so let's copy and paste, right? Set the red text. Okay, over here. Now this is the element where we're going to press long, long tab, right? Long click. Okay, so in that case, so let's put this one in a variable. Okay, for now. So we know the element, so give it, or just say long element, ELE, long element. Okay, this is the variable, and then it's the web element. Type is web element. So why is hover your mouse, import the package related web element. Why is web element? Yes, because as long as you are going to use, we're going to use by, by, that will be web element, because by is the common, it comes from the Selenium it comes from the Selenium family, right? It's a Selenium library. So by use, there's a Selenium web automation also we use by. So when you use by, it works across mobile and web, and it will consider as an return type as a web element. Okay, so this is the element where we're going to perform long press. So now to perform, how we are going to perform, what kind of, how the long press action is going to perform this in this element. To do this, let's go to the Appium official website. I have Appium official website. This is the Appium official website. I will share this link and also the mobile gesture, this link below in the description. So this is the the doc from Appium, from their official website, where it's saying that you can perform all different type of mobile gesture action using UI Automator 2. This UI Automator 2 we have used in our base class. So underneath the UI Automator 2, in this class, there is a instance method, JavaScript related method that will help us to perform different type of gesture. What type of different gesture? Here is you can see long click gesture, and here is the related code. They give you two different type of code. It's a Java and also Python, and also some description. You can see over here what type of argument you have to pass and the description. Here is a double click gesture. So if you want to perform the double click gesture, here is the related code, and here is a click gesture, right? Here is a drag gesture, right? And then filling gesture. So there is all different type of pinch gesture, right? So all different type of gesture that can possible happen in a mobile, that's it's already given over here with the code, but you have to understand the code first, then you can use it as per you need, right? You can translate it and put the actual value up there. So let's go over here. So long click gesture, to perform long click gesture any element, here is the related code Java. So what's the code over here saying? Like in a UI Automator 2, they have a class, they have a method, it's called execute script method. So if you just type driver.execute script method, and inside the method, there is an argument that you have to pass. So what's the argument? Let me bigger it so you can see it. So what's the argument? So in this method you have to pass argument. So what the first argument is the action, what kind of event is going to perform. Is that what kind of gesture event is going to perform? Is that a long click? Is that the double click, or is that a pinch, or is that a scroll? So you have to say mobile colon, then this is the event name, the gesture event name. This is the one argument you have to pass, and then another argument you have to pass over here is called immutable map dot off. Immutable map dot off. Inside that you have to pass more argument over here, like you are going to pass some argument as a key and value, map key and value. So map key and value, it means so where you are going to perform this action. Definitely you have to perform this action to an element, right? So over here underneath this immutable map value, over here the first you are going to pass the element ID. So there is a this is like what's the element ID? It means like it is like about the element, right? And over here you are going to pass the actual value of that element, like the locator, the address of that element. Okay, and then you have to cast as a remote web element. You have to cast a remote web element. It means like this gesture will work in every form. It will work on the web. If you run this app in a web, it will work, as well as it will run on a mobile app too. So that's why it's better to this is their recommendation or format, that it's better to use this cast. Okay, and at the very end you are going to cast also JavaScript executor. So JavaScript executor will execute this method, will execute this whole script. So that's why you have to cast that with the JavaScript executor too. Okay, let me write it, then you will see. Okay, so let's minimize it. So I'm going to, let's call this method. So I'm saying driver dot execute script, the method. Let's call the method execute script. Okay, so this is the method name. sorry, driver.execute script method. Hover your mouse, add, it's, if you hover your mouse, it's saying like add argument to match execute script. Okay, so here over here you have to add the argument. So what's the argument? So 2 argument. First argument, it's like, you know, just you are going to copy from there. Okay, just copy from there over here. This is the gesture event, so you have to pass the what's kind of event, the gesture event you want to perform. And also this part, in this part, you know, let's just copy up until this. Okay, so and then we'll explain one by one. So what's saying, so this is the event you are going to perform. This is the one argument, and there's another argument. It's rest of the part is another argument. So over another argument is called immutable map. So you are going to pass a key value, key pair key value, key and value as a map. So what's the map? It is like, first is you are saying it's element ID. Element ID, it's like representing like what element that you are you're going to perform. And here exactly you have to pass the element locator. So it means the address of that element. What is the address of the element? This is the address of the element. Let's pass this address of the element. We put this one already in a variable, so let's put it there. Long, copy this. Okay, and then you have to also, you know, pass call the method is get ID. So get ID method will, you know, you have to wrap up with a get ID method. So this is the recommendation from their right, official document. So just, you know, update as per that. And then, you know, let's let me just let me wrap these things, or let's make it a comma. One more thing, one more thing that we have to pass. Let me go back to the document. Here you will see in their document they are saying, okay, this is the element ID. What is the element ID? It means it's the ID of the element to be clicked, right? If the element is missing, then both click of offset coordinate. So we're passing, this is like, you know, it is the key. It is the key. We're saying element ID. So this is the key. What is the value of the element ID over here? Like this is the address of the element. So that's the value of the element ID that must have to provide, and have to call the get ID method. But they are saying if you don't have the element ID, if, you know, some reason, example like you know, right now where we have an element that we're clicking, but if some reason you don't have any specific element, like you don't have any attribute, but you have to click on some, you know, the blank space. So what and how you are going to click on blank space, like long press. To do this, you know, that time is only possible if you have the x-axis or y-axis value, right? Like, or x coordinate, you have to pass some coordination, like, you know, the x offset coordinate and y offset coordinate, right? So if you pass that value, that, you know, you have to use, you know, that value, just guess it, like, and see this if it's the right place that you want to perform that action. You can pass that x-axis y-axis value or x offset y-axis offset value, and then you can perform that kind of things. But this is an optional, okay? But here is another parameter is called duration. So this is a click duration in millisecond. So over here, you know, this method, you know, it will perform this event, and this is the key for element, and this is the value, where is the address, right? Now the next question is like another parameter is missing. How long you want to press? Definitely you have to tell that how long you have to press. Otherwise, how you know, it will know, how the driver will know that, you know, how long you want to press. But because it's a long press, it could be 2 seconds, it could be 3 seconds, it could be 5 seconds, right? So it have to be a little bit longer than just regular one press, right? So that's why you have to pass over here duration. This is, you know, and you have to pass the duration as a milliseconds. It's set at 500 by default. This value must not be negative. So this is, you know, you have to pass the positive value, and this is a mandatory value that you have to pass. So to pass this value, you know, what you have to do, we're going to pass in an argument also over here after the comma. You know, you can say over here duration, So just pass is exactly the same, like this is the key and this is the value. So same way the key should be in double quote as a string. So this is the duration, you're passing the duration, and then comma, your what's the value? The value is like 2000 millisecond, which is like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, right? It's up to you, right? How long you want to do. So close this one, and then do one more thing over here. Just cascade the driver, the cascade with JavaScript executor. So let's type over here JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor. Okay, just cascade this one, and I think I missed another. So hover your mouse, the left side of it must be a variable. Let me see, where did I miss? Over here, JavaScript executor, JavaScript. Let me just see this. Did I miss anything over here? I copied this one, JavaScript executor driver dot, right? Okay, so it looks like I did exactly the same thing. Then mobile. You know what, let me just remove that part. Let me see. Okay, hover your mouse over here. Let me see if what's the catch over here. Okay, remote element cannot. Okay, yes, I need to input the package. Import over here, create. Okay, over here, make sure this is the related package. So hover your mouse over here, import immutable map. Over here, immutable map, it's Google. Okay, change to, this is the one, the first one. Okay, this is the one. And now cast it, right? Oh, I missed that part. So if you want to cast this, right, I have to cover that part. Hover your mouse, import JavaScript. I believe this is the, yeah, this is the one. Open Selenium, right? So that's the one. And syntax error. So did I put an extra? Maybe, I think duration. This is the cover, and this is the one that should be. I think I missed one more. Duration. Okay, so that should be good, right? So this should be good. So just it is little bit looks like complicated, but if you just understand one after another, so it's not that complicated. Okay, just follow it, and then you can copy the code from there and place it over here, but make sure that you update, like your value would be over here. This is your element value, and also how long you want to pass it, right? So you have to make sure that you pass the millisecond value, right? So this is the long press will happen where, in this element. So this element is there, right? So that should be fine. And let's do one more thing before we run, because if I want to run, and then again we have to spy any element, it's gonna be, we have to run manually our server. So let's do one more things over here. So after I click there, long press there, after I long press there, let me after I long press there, if you get a problem to long press there, let's go back to our here. Let's go here just a long press there. Okay, after a long press there, so here just refresh it. This burger menu should open, and let's get the text from there, or make sure that is that this one. We'll get the text, and then we'll make sure is that the match with our expected text, right? And also we'll say is that a displaying or not. So let's spy that one. So we can use, again, this is not what else we have. Okay, source ID web, so we can use as an ID. So we'll say we'll get the text, we'll extract the text from there, and then we'll match the text with the expected text with this actual text. We'll match our expected text. I will say whatever the text we have over here, right? Simple menu. Okay, so let's go there. So let's go here. So we'll say driver dot find element by, so we'll use ID. So in this case we'll use ID, right? Use ID. What's the value of the ID? Place it this one, ID, and then let's get that get text method so that we can grab the text or extract the text, and then we can do some assertion. So let's put this one in a, we'll say text, people text, right? People text, and then it's a return type of string, and we'll pass some assertion. Assert dot assert, assert dot we'll do assert dot assert equals, as you know from our last lecture, that we can use assert to do the assertion, or we can call a assert equals method from the assert class, which is the hard assert. I hope that from Selenium class also. We have two different assertion. One is hard assert, another one is soft assert. So this is like hard assert, and there is some difference between hard assert and soft assert. Okay, I will put a link also below so that you can go through, you can understand the hard assert and soft assert. But this over here we're not using soft assert, but it's good to know the difference. Okay, let's use our what's called over here. Okay, there's a 2 argument. We don't need a 3 argument. So one would be our, this is my actual one. Okay, and what would be our expected one? Expected one would be, let's get the text from there. What's the text from there? So this is what is the, this is the one, this is the one. So we'll match it. We want to make sure it is like pass, right? So we'll match this one. So let's, this is, assume that this is the right, the text supposed to show up there. Okay, so this will do one assertion, and also we'll do one more assertion to make sure it is displaying or not. Okay, you know what, let's make this one, this variable, let's put this one in a variable. Okay, so that since we're going to use this element, this address multiple times, so let's put this one in a variable. I would say this is like I would say, what's the name, people sample menu, right? I would say menu, s menu, and this is a web element, right? Web element. Okay, so now we can use this variable instead of this driver.find element. So instead of this whole line, so I can just replace with the variable. Okay, get text. Okay, I hope that you understood. And here I use this one, and again I'm going to use this variable. This is the one. So another assertion I will do, I will make sure that is that displaying, is that this sample menu, is that this one is displaying, is that this one, the sample menu, is that displaying or not. So one is like we're grabbing the text from there and extracting the text, and we're verifying is that a sample menu, is the text is there, is matching or not. And another one is the displaying. Okay, so display, to ensure that if their element is displaying or not, to ensure that you locate that element and then you perform a is displayed method, right? So we're going to do that one, is displayed method over here. So this is the locator of that element, and then we'll say is displayed, right? Is displayed method will confirm that is the displaying or not. Okay, let's put this one. It's so if this element is displaying, it's supposed to return true. Okay, it's supposed to return true. So we can do another assertion too. We can say we can say is displayed. Let's put this one in another variable. So we'll say display, and it's supposed to return true. If that's what our expectation. So and even is displayed method always return true or false, which is the boolean type. So we put this one in a variable, and what would be the a return type would be boolean. Okay, so let's hover your mouse, boolean, and then let's do an assertion. I will say assert true. There is another method, it's called assert true, that's also expect a true condition, boolean condition, which is the true, right? So we're expecting this display, it's supposed to return true because it's displaying, right? So it's supposed to definitely return true. So this display is supposed to have the value true, so it will have the value true, and this assert true method also expected true, then it's supposed to pass. But if it doesn't display, if this is display method return false, it means it's not displaying, which is false, so it will come to false. So the assert true method will not match, right? It will then fail, right? So let's save it. Let me run. Before I run it, let me close the manual, the server I opened, and then also let me close this one in this session. Okay, so let me minimize that. Hopefully everything will go with one shot. Okay, so everything looks good. Let me go back, or just minimize that. Okay, so let's run it. Make this method as a test annotation, right? So hover your mouse, import the related annotation. Okay, save it, make sure everything's saved, and then run it. Run it, test ng, finger cross. Okay, looks good. I said that 200 response. So it's a server is already kick off the server. Okay, it should invoke the app. Should invoke the app soon. Here we go. You can say I can see the app already got invoked. So it should click on views. Here's a click on views, and then click on expandable list. Yes, it's already clicked. It clicked on now the custom adapter. Okay, I see it's failed. Okay, what happened there? So let's see why it's failed. It's failed there. You can see what happened there. Let me make it bigger so we can verify the why was failed. Appium package, so it's saying session ID. Let me see here. So long press there. So it is. You can see up there. Let me go make it bigger. See this. It's saying, okay, found in this error. Please visit this Selenium. Okay. Cells element. Okay. Build. Okay. Windows 10. Okay, click element ID. So I think that could be the related capabilities. Okay, is this something? Is our capabilities everything good? Let me double check. Okay. Guys, okay, so here is this is the error. You can see over here, this is the exception. This is the exception. Specifically over here, this is the exception. So they said you can visit to see more document about this kind of error. You can visit this URL, or the easiest solution nowadays, if you're familiar with the ChatGPT, so you can use this link, or you can just copy this exception and go to ChatGPT. I use nowadays, I'm using frequently ChatGPT. If you don't know what is ChatGPT, it is a whole different topic, off topic, but if you don't know, I will provide the link below in description, so you can go ahead. This is a AI. It's an AI based on API, which is it is a really next generation Google, you can say. So it's give you the not only the result, whatever the issues, whatever you want, but also it's give you specific result, not like a bunch of result then you have to search the best one. It's give you the scratch and it's give you the result from the scratch. So anyway, so I search the issue over here. About this, I said, define this Appium error. So this is the error I placed it, and then you can see it's giving me the details information. Saying it is an exception that is thrown in the Appium test automation tool when an element that the test is trying to interact with no longer valid or stale. So this can happen if the element has been removed from the from the application, from the app, or the address has been changed or no longer. So it means the address was not right. So what address was not right? So it was failed exactly over here. So it clicked on there in expandable list, and this it didn't happen over here. It didn't click up there. Oh, sorry. It didn't click in this over here. It didn't perform anything over here. So it means, so it is like where we can go back to our emulator. So it is over here. So it click on, I can tell you, it click on in expandable list. We have seen, if you if you go back, and you will see it clicked up there, but and after that there is nothing happen, and it's the app got closed. So it didn't click over here, the custom adapter. So the code we're providing here, this locator, this ID looks like it's not working. Okay, so instead of that, I found another one. We can use another XPath. Instead of that ID, I will use XPath, another XPath. I found another XPath. Let's see, use that XPath. You can double check, use your Appium inspector and find this XPath. You can create that XPath, following the XPath syntax, which is the tag name, then @attribute, and then you can create. It is not straightforward, but you have to create it, and you can create from all the attribute list on the right side for this element, and then click. So we did that one, and after that it should work. Rest of them should work. So let's save again, and then let's run it again. Okay, let me go back, or just minimize this. Okay, so let me run it again. Okay, so it should work now. Run it. I know this tutorial is getting a little bit long, but finding the element through this the Appium inspector, it's kind of not straightforward. It's back and forth. I wish that the Appium inspector would be much more smoother and much more better quick response. But anyways, let's running again. It should be good now. So server is up and running. Okay, I can see the app. Okay, views got click. Expandable list should click. Custom adapter, now its custom adapter got clicked. You can see, yes, this okay, people names got clicked, but it didn't click. It just got a click, not a long press. So okay, so it didn't click, it didn't happen the long press. Why it didn't happen the long press? What could be the reason? We call this JavaScript executor. Let me put it. Sure, it's why it didn't. I added this. Okay, wait a minute. I added this. Let me put this is a little bit longer, 3 seconds. Okay, and then did everything okay? Over here, this is right, and then I'm just double checking that if I miss anything over here. It looks like this part didn't happen. I mean, this one, the duration didn't apply. Okay, and then mobile. Okay, and then after that, what I can do, it looks like okay, what I did, I think I break it down over here. Let's see. Oh, I think that's what happened. I put it over here, extra bracket here instead of there. Okay, that's what was the wrong. So I missed this closing bracket. Instead of putting there, I put it over here. That's why it was applicable up until this. So duration was missing. Okay, and then since it will long press, what we can do, let's put a thread slips over here also, so that we can see the long press also, right? And also when you're long press, it may take a little bit time to open that the burger menu. So thread, let's put another thread slips, and then probably I would say let's put 2000 millisecond. Okay, so you can see it. Hover your mouse, put declaration, save it. Okay, let's run it. Hopefully this time it will work. Shouldn't be problem. Run it. Server did not. Okay, here is go. Server is open now. It depends a lot of things like your computer performance. It's a lot of the program is running behind the scene. It's a very heavy loaded program, right? And also your internet, because internet speed also because it's your emulator, right? So looks good to me. Let's see. Okay, here is the app. Should click on views now. Yeah, it got clicked on views. Then expandable list already clicked. Then custom adapter. Okay, it got clicked. Then the long press on people names. Finger crossed. Here we go. I can see. You see, there's a debugger menu. Open this, and it's closed after that. And you can see now. Let's expand that. You can see the test run 1, no failure, right? So it passed, and this is your method got passed. Over here you can see long press, it's got passed. It means your both, your assertion also got passed. Okay, so that's the way you can do the long press. So we'll do more gesture even exercise in our upcoming lecture, so stay tuned. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye bye.